Okay, sure, Monster. Just walk across my laptop here. That's cool. Welcome to the Phantom Zone review of Thor Ragnarok. And my roommate's cat has decided that he's going to be part of the show as well. Who else is here?
It's your boy Hunter Davenport, and I will rise up like Twitter and destroy Hollywood.
And Arlen Harrow here, disguised as a snake.
I'm Allan Ermac Muir.
He's still doing this.
It's up. It's already up.
Anyway, here's your spoilerific review of Thor Ragnarok, which we all loved. Did we not?
Yeah, I do want to say the snake bit is the most Flight of the Conchords joke ever.
Okay, remind me of the snake bit, because...
So once Loki disguised himself as a snake, and I quite liked snakes. And then he came up to me, and then he stabbed me in the face.
He turned back, went flat, and stabbed me. And then you could tell Tom Hiddleston was trying not to laugh, which is the best part of that whole bit.
I think there's several points in this film that people were probably trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
Especially anytime Korg spoke.
Korg is... God.
Him? He's been dead the whole time. He's been dead all day. I've been carrying him this whole time.
Oh, he's alive.
He's not dead.
You were saying, I think the quick jokes with Korg are like the best, where he's like, "Bye, new dog."
Are those eggs or are they excrement?
That's why I love Taika Waititi.
Okay, I think we should probably spend a minute to talk about Taika Waititi, because
I think he's gonna be like. I think this movie is making me want to see the rest of his movies, because some of the shots in this movie are gorgeous. Like,
they're gorgeous, and I went back and revisited What We Do in the Shadows. That movie is one of my favorite comedies of all time. It's really funny. Hell.
He's technically uncredited on that. It's the director credit goes to Jermaine Clement.
Yeah, his brother Jermaine did it, most of it, but he's in the movie, isn't he?
Yeah, both of them are.
They all are.
Yeah.
But the humor is basically the same.
Yeah. Like that snake bit.
I don't want to like. I know there's such thing as British humor, but I didn't think there was such thing as like New Zealand humor.
Yeah, it's kind of like a box, like New Zealand, Australian, and British humor, but New Zealand humor is like more quirky.
It's also it's like really fast. Like they kind of talk fast, and they have really good comedic timing, and like I don't know. I feel like
an example
What We Do in the Shadows.
An example of this is any emergency band meeting from Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah.
I think between Korg, like we mentioned Korg, but like the speed and the timing and the wit of What We Do in the What We Do in the Shadows is like almost unparalleled, because there's sequence in that movie where it's like, what is it? The fucking evil bidding.
Yes.
Leave me alone to do my evil bidding on the internet. What are you bidding on? A table.
The shape-shifting sequence in What We Do in the Shadows.
Ever since the Beast, he can't quite...
I love the fact that, like, Nick, not to turn this into a What We Do in the Shadows review, but, like, when Nick is running through the house, and they just keep popping out of doors and hissing at him, his reaction is just, fuck off. Fuck off. Stop it. Fuck off.
so many good bits.
Yeah,
and, like...
and like this
telling
movie
the story
waste,
about how he got turned, yeah.
And this movie doesn't waste like any time getting to the weird humor, because like it opens up with Thor in a cage, and he kind of reboots the Thor trilogy, but he's like, yeah, this happened, and this happened, and then here we are in this cage and talking to you, and then like it pans over and he's talking to a skeleton, who the moment Thor finishes speaking, the skeleton's jaw falls off, which I just. Like, right at the gate, I'm laughing because I wasn't ready for that.
And then the part where he's can't talk right now. I'm not facing you.
When he's spinning around.
I think when he's speaking, and people are okay. You know what? Actually, before we get to this, let's just jump right to the problems people have with this movie being funny.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna come out and say it right now. Thor 2 is a boring movie.
It is.
Like, It's a very boring, dry, just like milquetoast movie. I'm not saying it's bad. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm not...
No, it's bad.
I
Nothing
saw
happens.
Thor, I saw Thor 2. I couldn't tell you what happened.
I'm just saying.
Like, when it first came out, I remember, like, really loving it and being impressed by it. But every time you go back and watch it, it's so...
It's boring. It's slow. It's forgettable.
Like, yeah. You forget that Heimdall, like, attacks a spaceship in the movie. Because just so little happens. So, yeah.
But I think this is the tone change Thor needed, because, like...
Also, like, why it's okay? Like, people were like, the end. They're like, someone told me like, the end of all things isn't funny. What?
What?
It's
Huh?
not. It's not the. It's
just the end of Asgard, not the end of
the end of Asgard.
World.
And the point of this movie is that Asgard is not a place; it is a people. That's literally spoken out loud in the film.
Yeah, those words are said aloud to the audience.
Yes, like it doesn't matter where they are. It's like what matters is that they are a people together.
Yeah. It's like. It's not...
Also, just to get this out of the way, the real problem with Thor: The Dark World was tone, and the screenwriters or the screen. It was written by Chris Yost, Christopher Marcus, and Stephen McFeely, who did Cap Winter Soldier, and Civil War. So
the problem. The problem with making Thor bleak is that...
Okay,
he's inherently a silly character?
Yeah, okay, Thor, I think Pat from Super Best Friends once said, he's like, he likes Thor the most when he's yelling about eating a creamsicle and shit like that.
Yes,
because
definitely.
he's goofy. Like, he's
consistently a fish out of water because all he knows is fisticuffs and war, and you put him in any other situation, he's a bumbling fool.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
also, this, for everyone who's comparing this to Guardians 2 or Guardians 1, like, it's so off base, it's not even funny.
And also, like, even if that's what they were doing, if they were like, we're just going to make this Guardians but with Thor, I think it's understandable to do that. Yeah. How many people have the two Thor movies at the top of their list as far as Marvel movies are concerned? How many?
That dude in Pixels.
That dude.
Yeah.
How many people have Guardians 1 in their top 3?
Everyone who's sane.
Yes. Everybody who's watched the Marvel movies. People, when that movie came out, said, this is the best movie they've ever done.
If you're going to make a cosmic Marvel movie, then all of your cosmic Marvel movies should kind of at least feel the same.
Yeah. They should all kind of match a little bit.
I think it, like we said, Thor is inherently goofy, but that space shit is goofy too. Like, there's no way you can approach this without acknowledging, hey, this is kind of fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and the first movie is kind of goofy also.
It's stupid ass space Vikings. They're not even real. It's not real Norse mythology. It's not
they're aliens,
divine or spiritual at all. They're from space. Think about how stupid this is.
It's interesting because they do kind of try to add some of the space mythology back in, though, in this. They kind of hint that they are more godlike than they've been in the past two movies. And I'm fine with it because the way they do it, it kind of toes the line between being super scientific and like, no, there is prophecy, kind of. And maybe there was some sort of oracle or something. It's
like you kind of need the magic a little bit. Because, like, you have Doctor Strange now. You can bring that in. Like,
yeah. That's something we should talk about, how they made me like Doctor Strange more than they did in the entire Doctor Strange movie.
Dude, I think what is the opposite of nerfing? Buffing?
Yeah.
Yes.
They buffed Strange because he schools Loki basically at every turn.
Like,
I have been falling for
30 minutes.
I think adding him to this movie was smart because I like Doctor Strange, but I'm fully willing to admit that script was pretty weak. Like,
yeah, It was people weren't wrong when they said it's Iron Man 4.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like, I think Benedict Cumberbatch is doing a great job. I like him as Doctor Strange. I'm kind of interested.
He does feel a little forced. That's fine because the like at the end it's fun. So
yeah. Also, they do the fun thing of like we're gonna include the end of Doctor Strange, the end credit scene of Doctor Strange in this movie. Like
Also, like the pacing of their scenes together is pretty amusing because it's like Thor can't constantly keep up with the magical shenanigans because every time he turns around, they're in a different room.
Yeah.
Like he's struggling to like he can't even hold his beer.
They do a really good job of making Doctor Strange seem like powerful and like more like the Sorcerer Supreme.
Powerful, and he has powerful, and the only person he has time for is himself.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like I think I'm really excited for whatever they do with him next, and I really hope
we glossed over where I was going to get to with the comedy because our first introduction to like this fucking cosmic prophesized destroyer, Surtur, is a very, very amusing exchange where Thor's dangling from chains. They're trying to have a conversation. He keeps spinning around saying, hold on, wait till I start facing you again. Oh, there we go. Yes. And then like all of a sudden he gets serious again. And then their exchange where for some reason he's like, they talk about Surtur's crown. And he's like, oh, that tiara you're wearing on your head? And Surtur goes, it's a crown! Like,
also, that's Clancy Brown.
Shit, is it?
Yeah.
He's in the Marvel Universe twice now.
Oh my god.
He's doing the least Clancy Brown voice ever.
He really is.
Yeah. But it's great. Like, I think he's good. Like, you want to
You want to see the strangest Clancy Brown performance? Go watch, and I think one of you might know what I'm going to say before I say it. He doesn't speak a word of English, and has Carl Urban in it, and it's the movie Pathfinder.
Holy shit!
Oh, yes,
I forgot he was in that.
By the way, we definitely get to do that for the show.
Yeah, Pathfinder.
We
is
do?
based on a comic.
Yeah, it's Dark Horse.
Shut the fuck up!
Yeah. It's a Dark Horse comic.
It's a good comic.
I actually like that movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie. Yeah, he fights a bear.
I remember watching, like, downloading all the free shit from that on when it was like all the themes and gamer picks on Xbox 360, and I was going back and forth between watching that or watching clips from the movie and playing the demo for Black Site Area 51.
Oh,
why?
This was before it was released.
I thought Allan was like, this is before I was known as someone who played bad games intentionally. Allan, I think Allan thinks he wakes up in like his own version of Mrs. Science Theater, but like he's supposed to play bad games for the amusement of some mad scientist.
He's got 2 robot puppets. Just hanging out.
He just sets them up, and like someone's like, dude, no one's watching it. There's no such thing as mystery game theater, okay? He's like, but I gotta play Area 51 Blackside, or the Mads will take my oxygen away.
I love this version of reality.
It's like Dr. Forrester's after me.
God damn
anyway,
it.
Yeah, the entire Surtur exchange is funny. Although the fucking use of music in this movie, I think, is almost as good, if not sometimes better, than Guardians.
Yeah, because and Guardians sets the bar.
Uses it differently because Guardians is basically it has minimal actual score, and it's basically it's kind of like Stranger Things, where Stranger Things uses 80s music as like kind of buttons on sequences. Because like I was watching Stranger Things season 2, and I like out of nowhere I hear
Africa by Toto.
Not even that. I thought I heard somebody cry by Oingo Boingo. I'm like, nobody fucking talks about this song. It's a fantastic song, but it's not something I expect to hear. And this movie basically just used the Immigrant Song. That was basically the only song it used, was it not?
Yeah, and it's fucking cool.
But both of its uses are fucking incredible.
Well, they use both. They use it in the perfect moments, where it's like it's what you imagine seeing when you listen to that song.
Yeah.
So that's why it works. Like him getting chased by a giant space dragon, which is the kind of thing that we've wanted for a very long time, I think.
Yeah, and he beats Surtur so easily too. This whole sequence though, in the beginning with his hammer, I thought was like the best display of Thor beating down people by himself.
Yeah, definitely. Since like the first movie.
On Jotunheim.
Yeah, like they really undersell what he can do just when it's just him versus an army or whatever.
Yeah. Because we
in the
always
previous movies
don't really see Thor the fighter on display unless it's an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
No. And I think they should do that more going forward. Especially, it seems like I think they'll keep Thor. I think
and they found a way to make him look fucking awesome without the hammer, because the sequence at the end where he goes full Raiden.
Oh yeah, that's pretty fucking
and
cool.
does an actual fucking spinning Psycho Crusher Raiden torpedo move on like 5 people.
He does kind of become like M. Bison for a second there.
He does, and it's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But after this beginning sequence, we're introduced to Karl Urban's character. It's kind of weird that he's in this after I just talked about him. Scourge. Okay.
With the shake weight.
Oh my god, the fucking shake weight. Because it's just like, isn't it just a slam cut back to him with the shake weight?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like fucking working it like...
With those 2 girls. It's so weird.
These are my rifles. This and Troy. Because they destroy everything in front of them.
So good.
He has probably one of the best side character overall arcs in probably the entirety of the MCU.
Yeah. I agree with that.
It's instantly unlikable. You're like, this guy's a stooge.
Yeah.
Who obviously sucks his job, and where's Heimdall? It's all I want to know.
Yeah.
And then he's like, once Hela shows up, he's like, oh, a chance to actually fucking climb the ladder, so to speak. And the longer he's with Hela, the more just like profoundly disgusted he looks by how she acts.
Yeah.
It comes to the point where like he when she tells him to execute that woman, he's like, I don't want to do this. And then goes to it anyway. And then by the end, when he jumps out of the ship with his 2 rifles and starts just fucking gutting people down, and dies a hero's death, he meant more than the Warriors 3 have in 3 fucking films.
God, So here's the thing. The Warriors 3 should never have been in these movies because they did nothing with them.
It would have worked better if they had their own movie.
They did so little with them that they died in this movie and nobody cared.
Yeah, and they
TV show.
And they also made them so weak and so...
Well, if I'm not mistaken, are any of you guys reading Mighty Thor right now?
Nope.
No.
Because I'm even behind on Flash.
Because Volstagg is currently War Thor. He picked up Ultimate Thor's hammer.
That's dumb. I love it.
Because
his name is War Thor?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, actually.
My name is Werthor. Werthor's original.
Worth?
Yeah.
Here's Montreal. The headset on him.
Like, I will say, like, I think they didn't do the side characters in the first 2 movies, at least. I think in this movie they have done a pretty good job with the side characters. But,
yeah.
The side characters like the Warriors 3 and like Sif in the first movie, I don't remember if she's the 2.
Sif isn't even mentioned in this film.
No, she's off doing Black Site or whatever.
That's because What's Her Face is doing a different TV show and she can't afford to leave it right now.
Yeah. Damn it, Berlanti.
But like,
that's a Berlanti show.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Sif isn't mentioned. Selvig isn't mentioned.
They shit on Natalie Portman.
They really do. They kind of do.
They do and they don't. And it's like, oh yeah, it sucks that Jane dumped you. She didn't. I dumped her. Yeah, that's how that works.
It almost feels kind of like commentary almost.
Yeah, kind of.
But like,
it's kind of like when Don Cheadle walked in the beginning of Iron Man 2, and he said, "I'm here. It's me. I'm here. Deal with it."
Yeah.
But
it's fine. Yeah. She did nothing for the fucking movies anyway.
No, she was just
I like Valkyrie
not
way more than I like.
Valkyrie is so great.
Yes.
I whooped out loud when Valkyrie jumps onto the ships and starts fucking shit up.
Yeah, definitely the coolest fucking shit ever.
Also, I was really amused when she's like, you haven't quite finished this drink to talk, and then she finishes like what's basically like Well, it's the biggest. It's like the biggest jug I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
she
big.
finishes it in
It's
like
a Hulk-sized jug.
She finished it in 4 seconds, and Thor is just dumbfounded.
He's just like
he's doing the fast talk and everything, but he still doesn't even have time.
I also think we finally got to see Hemsworth actually kind of, I don't want to say act, but he got to flex more acting muscles in this than he has in any of the movies before.
Yeah,
because he got to be genuinely sad. Okay, first of all, him and Hiddleston were on fire during every Odin sequence.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Speaking of Odin, what I was mentioning last week when we were doing Phantom, or the next episode of Phantom Zone, that will be out soon.
It'll be out by the time this comes out.
Yeah. I mentioned the Jonathan Kent or the Man of Steel moment in Thor. But when I said that, I kind of meant, or really meant, Batman v Superman moment.
Which moment
is it the moment with Thor and with Odin, like, in the dream sequence or whatever? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Where he's, like, telling him about his powers and stuff. It is a very similar moment, yeah. Because it is like in a field, and there's like a gray sky behind him.
But these were beautifully done.
No, this was how to do that scene right.
And Thor is like I don't have the hammer anymore. Like I'm done. And Anthony, what are you, the god of hammers?
Oh, can we talk about who? Can we talk about the cameos in this movie?
Yeah, so the fake play of Loki.
Oh my god! Okay,
of Thor
and
the Dark World.
I saw people accusing Anthony Hopkins of phoning it in, and I'm like, okay, you slept through the entire Loki sequence, didn't you? Where Loki is pretending to be Odin, and he's just sitting there eating grapes.
Yeah.
He was pulling out like stuff from when he was Hannibal, but still, it still works. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like that cockiness.
That and Matt Damon as Loki, one of the Hemsworths
Luke
as Thor, yeah, and Sam fucking Neill was the narrator.
I thought he was a little bit wasted, but it still worked. I was okay with it.
Weird.
Like, I thought Sam Neill would be an important character in this story.
No,
he's just fake Odin.
Well, and someone I was listening to Later Time, they said that this entire sequence, like, if Thor had been made 10 years earlier, this is probably what the casting would have been.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very well, except for the other Hemsworth, as we call him. But yeah, otherwise it's spot on. So
yeah, but I think both Odin sequences are beautiful. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that Loki is now like, I don't know what's gonna happen in Infinity War, but this was as solid of a face turn as you can do.
Yeah.
This was.
I wouldn't even call it a face turn, honestly.
I mean, it kind of is, but it's also like we get to see Loki be Loki, but we also get to see him learn from his mistakes at the same time.
There's also a little bit of foreshadowing in this movie for Loki.
I thought the moment where he glanced at the Tesseract was like super awesome.
Oh yeah, he has that in his pocket.
But also
100%.
When Thor says you'll always be the god of mischief, but you could be something more.
Yeah,
is like a little on the nose.
Oh,
because he's not the god of evil yet.
Can we just say it? He's dead in the next movie.
Yeah, no,
100%. He's gonna give the Tesseract to Thanos, and then he's gonna instantly regret it, and Thanos is gonna kill him.
Yeah, or he keeps on living somehow, and then he sacrifices himself in order to save the day.
Yeah,
one of those two things will happen.
It seems like Thor saying you could be so much more.
But I think the most important part of this whole thing was at the end when he's like, when Loki comes in and they kind of have that exchange, and Thor's like, he's like, I believe you. He's like, if you were really here, and he throws a shit, and then Loki catches it. He's like, I am really here.
Yeah.
Like, not bothering to use magic or deception to talk to his brother for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
And I think this is like a nice turn from. I think the most important moment in Dark World is when Thor goes to visit Loki in prison, and Loki's kind of hamming it up, and then he's like, "Show me what you." He's like, "I know you're fooling me. Show me what's really going on." And it pans out, and like
the room is a mess.
The room is a mess. Loki's hands and feet are bloody, and he's a sobbing mess
because
his mother is dead.
like, I just feel like whatever they're doing next with Loki is something big, maybe.
Yeah,
definitely. So they're gonna play on the fact that he's the most loved villain, or just one of the most loved characters, because everybody talks about how there are no deaths in the MCU really count, and they don't really. Like, we've had one death that actually meant anything, where it actually stuck.
Red Skull's coming back. They'll bring him back.
Yeah, Red Skull's like...
You know what's funny? And it 100% won't be Hugo Weaving.
No.
Yeah, no, done with these films.
Yeah, he didn't like how much they gave him to do. He was really let down by the script of the first Avengers. So,
I thought you meant money.
No. Hugo Weaving is like one of the. He's like got excellent work ethic, and if you tell him to do something, he's gonna do it. Even if he doesn't like it, because he's had nothing but shit things to say about the Transformers movies, but he showed up 3 fucking times to do those movies.
I forgot he's in those movies.
I don't know if he's in 4 or 5.
No, that's Frank Welker by that point.
It's back to being Frank Welker?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Wait,
I had no idea.
Who does Hugo Weaving play again?
Megatron.
It's Megatron.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And after the third one, where they take Cybertron and transport it into the atmosphere of Earth, he decided, nah, I'm good. I don't need this. So that's the thing.
But we started talking about Korg, and I think we should keep talking about the
comedy element.
The comedy element of this movie is like, some of the jokes were, they fell, but like, the jokes that stuck are fan-fucking-tastic. The exchange between Korg and Thor about the hammer is so good.
It pulled you off?
It pulled you off? Oh my god.
Oh, it pulled you off. Sounds like you have an intimate relationship with this hammer.
You're saying that losing this hammer, it was very close to losing a relative, a loved one, right?
And
did you see? I saw this in like in the Mjolnir tribute that they passed along social media. I don't remember. Mm-hmm. Was the hammer toss at the end in the film? Okay, I guess it wasn't. This must have been exclusive to the tribute, because after their exchange, Thor picks up like an actual nail hammer, and he's like kind of swinging it, and he's like getting a feel for it, and then he like looks out in the distance and he just throws it, and he waits.
No, that wasn't. That's not in the movie.
And it doesn't come back.
It's not in the movie.
It's really good. And then it doesn't come back, and he just like slouches and just looks really sad. It's really good.
Oh, speaking of Thor, Korg. Korg was supposed to be Beta Ray Bill.
That is almost unfortunate, but
Well, okay.
It's kind of like at the end of Return of the King when they're like, yeah, that cave troll was supposed to be Sauron, and you're like, okay, what?
I get it though. I can see it because, but I think Beta Ray Bill is such a big character, and there's so much story there.
He deserves a lot more than Korg.
Also, I think Beta Ray Bill would confuse the fuck out of people. They're like, why is that goat-faced dude dressed like Thor?
Right, but here's the thing: Beta Ray Bill would make sense if it was like he was a former champion on this planet, because we see Beta Ray Bill's head on that tower or whatever. So if it's like he was a former champion and then he lost, and it has like a Rocky thing that they have to do, but I feel like that's from a different version of the script. That's interesting though. If he had been there, I could definitely see how he fit.
He deserves so much respect. Oh, I don't feel like he'd get it in this film.
Mm-hmm.
I do hope they bring him in at some point.
Even if
it's like in a Guardians movie.
Can I just say something I found out that made me really, really angry?
If you're about to list off which voice actors, I'm gonna stomp on you.
No. It's
no.
Taika,
Waititi?
Yeah. Him, Marvel were in talks to do a Marvel one shot for Korg and Meek.
Oh.
And they couldn't afford to do it.
Well, they don't one shots anymore, so.
Yeah. But I think it was Feige or someone else said that they have plans for those characters down the line.
Ooh, interesting.
I swear to God, if they join the Guardians.
I mean, I feel like they obviously set that up. I feel like the Guardians will be a team that shifts.
I do really like when Korg's insistence on asking people if they want to come on the spaceship. We're about to jump on the spaceship. You want to come?
I love the fact. I just love the fact that how polite he is.
Yeah,
soft spoken. He like what does he say when Hulk smashes fucking Thor? He's like, oh well. He's like, oh well, another one down.
No, I think he says another Doug.
Oh yeah.
Another Doug. Speaking of Hulk, can we talk about how awesome Hulk was in this movie? Like,
God, so good.
Also, I will say the storyline that they're doing is a combination of a bunch of things. It looks like
Planet Hulk,
Hulk, a recent Hulk run where where Hulk was the dominant personality, and he had to stay angry. He couldn't be calm,
right?
But it's interesting what they're doing. I really looking forward to.
The only problem with the Banner Hulk thing is that he's like, oh no, if I turn to the Hulk now, I may never be able to turn back. Everyone knows that's not going to stick.
Right. But it's an interesting bit of drama for why he doesn't just turn immediately. So
yeah.
Also, him jumping out of the ship and basically dying on the Bifrost was a little
callback. Well, it's a callback to the Hulk.
Yeah.
But if you're someone who doesn't remember that movie, it's really weird, but it's a good joke.
Stupid.
It's weird, and it's like I was ready for him to land and I was ready for him to change halfway, and then just the cut to Banner violently hitting the Bifrost, and for all intents and purposes dying.
In my mind, Waititi in 2008, he saw the Hulk movie, and he was like, "They're not going to show his face after he hit the concrete. Why not show that?
Why not show that?"
And I love it.
And he tells Valkyrie it's time to show you who I am. Splat.
Well, because God, I really do love that. I loved that movie for so long, and I still think it's good.
Wait,
but
what?
It's not the best.
Excuse me?
The Incredible Hulk is not bad at all.
No,
I thought you meant the
Did you think I was saying that this was a callback to the Eric Bana movie?
Yes, I did.
Because
for some reason.
No.
At what moment does he never?
He jumps out of a plane. He jumps out of a plane at one point in that movie.
He jumps onto a plane.
Oh, he jumps out.
Wait, when does he jump out?
Oh no, I mean the sequence where he's. Never mind. I'll explain later.
I don't remember what. Here's the thing. I remember every moment of that movie, so this is what's confusing me. I don't know.
Here's you want a funny bit of trivia? I don't because I've never seen it.
Oh,
neither have I.
Oh, guess what? What?
I'm not excited about watching.
It's bad.
About watching what looks like. The only thing I can say about the things I've seen is that the Hulk in that movie looks like he's made of Play-Doh.
There's so many problems with the Hulk in that movie.
He's too green. His pants are too purple.
Also, the scale shifts. So
yeah, it's very weird.
There are moments where he's 30 feet tall, and there's moments where he's 8 feet tall.
Yeah, it's.
I still think actually my favorite look the Hulk has had is the Edward Norton movie.
Yeah, because
I think that Hulk looks awesome.
He really does.
He's less because this is this Hulk in the new MCU is more like a meat monster. And in the Incredible Hulk, he is he's monstrous, but he's fucking shredded.
Yeah, he's
and I'm pretty sure it's the same effects team who did the Kraken for Clash of the Titans.
I believe it.
Yeah,
it's the same.
It's
the same. Yeah, it's the same director. I actually like him. I like his visual style more or less.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of a overall letdown, but I think he makes interesting looking movies. Even the Abomination looks fucking cool.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. With that design though. But yeah. What's that? Is that Doomsday in this Hulk movie? But yeah.
It's the other way around.
It's Doomsday looks less into the Abomination because the Abomination I think the more pissed off he gets, the more kind of grotesque he looks.
Yeah, and the more damaged he gets.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That and those two violently tear each other apart.
They really do. It's very gruesome for CG creatures.
Yeah, it is. Like they're pulling pieces out of each other. I think like at some point like
Hulk rips a bone out.
He does.
He rips
after he is like stabbed in the chest.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I love that fight. But this Hulk, we like. I heard a lot of people say like this. They wasted Bruce Banner and Mark Ruffalo. I beg to differ because Mark Ruffalo did all the motion capture for the Hulk.
Yeah,
no, they did not waste him. I think Mark Ruffalo he was pretty good in this movie. Like
he gives the most interesting performance as the Hulk that he's given in 3 movies. So yeah,
and we finally got it. We got Hulk Dick. Not really, but it's there.
We got
the hint.
we got a Hulk Dick.
I'll never be able to unsee that. God damn it.
We had a fight. I won. That doesn't sound right.
Tony's pants are 2 sizes too small.
Okay, let's talk about before I saw this, there's apparently like somebody at work told me that like I have 2 people who were kind of in our community, but they're in different little like forums and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They said there was some unrest about how this went, and I'm confused because this fight went exactly how I think it should go.
Yeah,
like
Hulk kicked his ass.
There's precisely precisely 2 people on the Avengers team who could give Hulk a punch and make him feel it, and that's Captain America and Thor.
Yeah,
and like
Hulk for once, don't smash.
But also, this monster.
And it's important to know that this Hulk, he's smarter than Hulk has been in previous fights, so that's why he's able to do so well. He's 2 years old.
That
like
too.
Fire.
That and oh my god, the Loki callback. Like it was a precise Loki callback.
This is how it feels. Yeah, I love it.
That and Loki's instant gut, like it just his terror. I have to get off this planet. not I can't be here, or not I have to go. I have to get off this planet.
Yep.
I like the
it's
scene.
Hulk.
I like the scene with the Quinjet where Thor's putting in things.
Oh my god!
Member on the team,
strongest Avenger.
Yeah, strongest
God
Avenger.
of Thunder. Thor. Oh, Stark. Point Break.
So good.
And then Banner gets on.
Yeah, let me get Monster out of here. Keep going.
The strongest Avenger.
Yeah,
strongest Avenger.
And Thor's face of disgust is so great. Oh my.
Okay, I also want to talk about the fact that Thor kept awkwardly saying, the sun's going down. It's getting real low. The sun's going down, Bruce. The sun is going down.
Everybody found that it's clear that Taika Waititi found that scene as silly as we did watching Age of Ultron.
It's fine between Nat and Bruce, like it's totally fine, but like it shows that like when you attempt this with someone else, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Sun's getting real low, big guy.
And they followed up on that by having Hulk see Nat and like fucking freaking out, which I thought was one of the best parts of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Because Hulk is like, no, don't show me this, like.
Mm-hmm. And then it just causes him to. So yeah, that was good.
That like the lead up though when like he knocks Hulk into the wall and he walks up and goes, the fucking music cuts out and he's like, the sun's getting real low, big guy. And he puts his hand out. And then Hulk grabs him and fucking slingshots him.
Yeah, I love it. No, I think that fight. It's if Thor hadn't kept on trying to do that trick, I think it's a fairly well balanced fight.
It is. God, and the exchanges are so funny. What are you doing? You're embarrassing me. I told you we were friends.
Also, Thor doesn't have his hammer, so it's important. He's doing pretty well.
He doesn't know what to do, and like the constant Odin, kind of like he keeps having visions of Odin because like it's from Valhalla, which I'm assuming that Odin is right now. Like his father's trying to communicate with him, like you don't need the hammer, you klutz. Like you're the god of thunder.
Yeah,
like you're an elemental fucking powerhouse. Like.
Speaking of gods, can we talk about Hela and how I've never been so attracted to Kate Blanchett and also terrified of her.
Okay, here's the thing. I have been attracted to Kate Blanchett for a long time, and you're going to be shocked to find out what movie it was.
Lord of the Rings?
No. Guess again. Go ahead. Think weird.
I don't know. What is Kate Blanchett? What in?
I'll give you a hint.
The Aviator?
No, I'll give you a hint.
Aviator?
She has a pixie cut, and she's a bad guy.
Oh, I don't know this movie then. You're going to just have to tell us.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Why? Oh, no. Really?
Why?
Yeah.
You like bad Russian accents?
I think it was the accent, the tight pants, and the haircut, and I was like, I'm feeling all kinds of confused right now.
Remember in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull when someone gets murdered by fire ants?
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember when there was lots of bad CGI? Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the scene with the monkeys?
Shut up! Don't you dare! How fucking dare you remind me of that sequence?
God.
Remember when Shia LaBeouf was trying to be an action star?
Remember when they hinted that Shia LaBeouf might be Indiana Jones in the future? And they expected us all to be okay with it?
Remember when there were aliens?
God.
Oh, God. Let's get back to what we want to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. I think Hela was terrifying.
Yeah.
And I think successfully undid lots of damage that the MCU has done to their villains.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because one, she was petrifying. She wasn't beaten by the heroes. She wasn't really beaten. She's still kicking somewhere. And like she basically had no physical equal throughout the entire time.
Nope.
Yeah.
Thor tries, and Thor even says, like, dude, I hit her with the biggest thunder blast in the history of thunder blasts, and it didn't affect her at all.
Yeah.
And their solution is the nuclear solution. Like, we have to destroy Asgard. That's it. Like, there's no, like she can't have Asgard.
The other greatest part was Korg. When he's talking about how he's making this great speech and then it just blows up.
Oh my God, the fucking... Well,
as long as the foundation's still there.
The foundation's still there. You can rebuild. It'll be great. Oh, there they go.
Oh, there goes the foundation.
Hela is terrifying. Hela basically destroys anybody who steps in front of her. Like I said before, she kills the Warriors 3 effortlessly.
Yep.
Well, no, Hogan puts up a small fight.
It's still, again,
it's not a fight.
The Warriors 3.
It was not a fight. It's what happens when you throw a teddy bear in front of a pit bull. Like, it's going to fuck with it for a few minutes.
Yeah, it goes back to my problem with the Warriors 3 and all these movies. Like, why are they even there?
They're there because they're Thor characters.
Okay. You haven't given me any reason to root for them or think they're...
I know. I'm just giving you the reason why you're there. I never said it was a good reason.
I mean, the issue I take is... Actually, it kind of worked with the Shock because they're good comedic relief. And like to see them killed so violently was a little bit shocking and kind of sad.
Ray Stevenson doesn't even say a word in this movie. He dies.
Yeah. But like again, but the problem is
they paid him for that.
Then they kill Shazam in this movie also, which is
I forgot. That is Shazam.
Yep. Zachary Levi, future star Shazam, gets killed by the God of Death in this movie.
Whoa!
It's how he's transitioning from one universe to the next.
Do you think that's why they did it?
I think it's more like that might be the reason that he took the casting because he knew his character was dead in the MCU. Because they're usually pretty strict about that. Like,
no, the reason that the Warriors 3 are killed off so quickly is to show how great a threat.
Okay, that would work if in any of the previous movies I thought the Warriors 3 were a threat.
Yeah.
Threats.
If it was Heimdall, which thank God it wasn't,
it
would be one thing, which now we gotta talk about Heimdall because what a fucking turnaround for that character.
Yeah. He's not just the guy with the big voice.
You gave him shit to do and he fucking ran with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm hoping Idris Elba is much happier with this decision because I know he's not very pleased to be Heimdall. And it all boils down to the fact that like he signed on for this what could be a big film property to be the guy that opens doors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like Heimdall is a character who also deserves a lot of respect, and I don't think he got it in the last two movies. And I think they finally did it with this one.
Well, they found a way to make his power interesting. Like, the thing of, like, show me what you see. That wasn't in the previous two movies.
Yeah.
And they could have, if that had been in the previous two, and if some writer figured out a way to use that, it could have been beneficial, but yeah, he was just like the guy who saw things. Who was like, "I'm gonna open the door for you, Thor. Here, the door is opened. Hey, you're back now." That was all his interaction in the previous movies. Other than when he realizes Loki is evil and when he sees that dark elf ship. That's the entirety of anything that he got to do in the previous 2 movies, and it's nothing.
And now he saves pretty much all of Asgard.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody Hela hasn't murdered, he single-handedly rescues, more or less.
Yeah.
He kills a bunch of not White Walkers, too.
Mm-hmm.
They're totally just White Walkers. They're
are.
White Walkers.
They're fire White Walkers.
They're Green Walkers.
Yeah.
Green Walkers.
They all look like the monster from... What is it? Not Sword in the Stone. The Black Cauldron.
Yeah.
The main villain.
He does.
I have never seen the Black Cauldron.
You should. It's good.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. But yeah, it's... again,
Can we get to the point where Hulk suplexes a pupper?
Yes.
Okay, did he suplex the puppy? Because
Yes,
I think
he
I
did.
missed this.
He did.
He suplexed a giant wolf dog.
He did.
It's so good.
It was great. I almost stood up in my seat when it happened.
I don't know how long I've wanted to see Hulk fight a giant dog, but and have it actually look good on screen.
I was kind of losing my mind during the whole Hulk fighting a giant wolf sequence. I don't know how I missed the suplex part, but I was having a blast.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
This is
that
the
whole
second
fight sequence is great. Like
No,
Loki
I think
arriving.
The entire Bifrost fight sequence is awesome.
Yeah,
Loki,
the whole thing.
Your savior has arrived.
And I didn't think that they could find a way to use that music twice, but they did.
They did.
And it worked the second time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just kind of better than the first time.
Sort of. It reminds me of the way they use sabotage in Star Trek Beyond.
Kind of, yeah. It's very similar. And also, second movie where Hulk fights a canine ever in film history.
Yeah,
It's the best time he's fought a canine. So
wait, is this movie like Taika Waititi's Revenge?
He's like, what did I not like about the previous Hulk movies?
I think he just saw the first, the Eric Bana Hulk, and he was like, you know what? I could do so much better than this.
He looks over at like Kevin Feige and just like with his 100% sincerity goes, "This is really bad."
And Kevin's like, I know, I was on set, nobody would listen to me.
I know, I was losing. Why do you think I'm bald?
I'd have a comic book with me, and I'd be like, guys, but look! And then Ang Lee would be telling me, oh, I like the panels that are... and I like the text. I don't like anything that's in there, though.
No, I had a friend of mine.
Bruce Banner isn't being abused enough in this.
I had a friend of mine who actually interned at Sony during the production of Amazing Spider-Man 2. And he said part of his job was to run him back and forth with comic book panels. Like, I think he had to go get sources for Mary Jane.
Oh, no.
She was cut for the movie.
Oh, my. Poor Shailene Woodley. She read so many Spider-Man comic books.
Hey, she got paid, though.
Yeah, so she could make her own shampoo, because that's the thing that she does.
Wait, what?
Here's the thing. Double down on poor Shailene Woodley, because she got cut from Amazing Spider-Man 2, which, granted, it's not great. But, she would have gone down as, in history as, oh, yeah, you were Mary Jane Watson. Probably the best. She is my ideal Mary Jane, first of all.
She looks the part.
She looks the part better than Kirsten Dunst ever did. Which I don't mean to shit on someone's appearance, but Kirsten Dunst is not my cup of tea.
Sure.
But then Shailene Woodley had to go on and do fucking Divergent.
I'm pretty sure, she
was already in Divergent,
gunpoint.
yeah.
I think she was forced at gunpoint to star in Divergent.
Well, she certainly wasn't. She certainly wasn't forced at gunpoint to finish those fucking movies because they just stopped them.
Well, yeah. I mean, she signed on to get more.
Yet, or is that because?
No, the last one's dead in the water.
No,
really?
The last one.
No, it's a TV production now.
Yeah,
and she's not even in it.
That's fucking stupid. I love it.
Nobody is in it. It's basically like a direct-to-DVD sequel
on Freeform.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's dead. That Divergent is dead. Everyone.
Fucking R.I.P. in peace.
No, not even that. It does not deserve that.
Well,
I watched the first Divergent.
We still have the Maze Runner trials.
Hey, don't be making fun of my boy.
No, I love it. Okay, first
Maze
of all,
Runner's actually good.
The Maze Runner is good. Okay, here's why. The Maze Runner is like, you watch those movies and you're like, look at these little Muppet Baby action stars.
Mm-hmm.
They're all a bunch of kids, and they're all like, first of all, Dylan O'Brien is in better shape than I will ever be.
Yep. Dylan O'Brien, co-star of Teen Wolf.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yes. He's the nerd character. He
was my only pick for Spider-Man and Spider-Man Homecoming.
Well, guess what?
Actually, I was actually not pro Tom Holland because I was like, no, look at this kid. Okay, look at him.
Just look
at him.
I was saying that when Andrew Garfield was in the role, I was saying just get Dylan O'Brien because he'd be perfect. But
and when I first saw The Maze Runner, I was like, that kid's got to be fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then we got Tom Holland, which is fine. It's cool.
Yeah.
I like.
He's good.
Yeah.
But he's not Dylan O'Brien. And they almost cast what's his nuts from Percy Jackson.
Why?
Oh,
the older he gets, the more he looks like a little girl.
Why? Why though? Why would they do that?
Lerman.
Yeah, I think I saw him in. It was a still shot from him in The Three Musketeers, and I was like a small teenage girl.
Why?
Could be worse. He could be. What's his face?
Be Jesse Eisenberg in Batman vs Superman, looking all nervous because Michael Cera's steal his soul.
I'm kind of.
God damn it!
He's like Highlander.
Call back.
You want stammering actor?
Why do you stammer like little girl?
There's one more thing. There was something I wanted to bring up about Thor, and I can't remember what it is. Oh, yes, I know what it is. Short hair Thor over long hair Thor any day of the week.
Fucking,
I think it works better.
I'm mad about short hair Thor because like it looks so much cooler.
Yeah.
It works. I think it works so much better, especially in live action. Because like he looks a little ridiculous with the long hair.
Especially now that he has, spoiler, one eye.
Yeah, that's fucking cool too.
That was a cool choice. Yeah.
This is the first time any of the mainstay MCU's actors, because let's be honest, War Machine's gonna be walking by the time next time we see him. This is the first time we've seen any of the MCU mainstays, one of the Avengers, sustain a life-altering injury.
Yep.
I mean, you can still get a new eye.
Yeah, but I don't want to, because apparently he's going to keep the eye patch in Infinity War.
Oh, he is? That's cool. I like that.
It's basically it's not just like, hey, let's have him sustain an injury. It's like, no, let's have him, symbolically become Odin.
Yeah.
Now he's king of Asgard by default.
Maybe by the end of Infinity War, has one of the Infinity Gems in his eye.
What if he loses two eyes?
Oh shit!
I mean, wears two eye patches.
Oh damn!
What is he fucking? What is he? God damn it! Was he Tex Ferguson from Southpaw?
So dumb.
God, Arlen, you gotta watch Southpaw.
Avengers 4, he's just like walking into walls. Thor, over here.
Chad, too
Tony's
bad.
Like, I know about this lawyer from New York. Nah, but that never happened.
Chad,
because
too bad.
The world
you might have
is
sent Greg Valentine to my trailer to take out my other eye.
God damn it. I do need to watch this Southpaw.
So great.
You do.
So Stanley's cameo is not canon with the previous cameo. That's the problem I have with this film.
Yeah. What the fuck?
But no, that was good.
Now for the cameos.
Yeah, the cameos have to make sense from cameo to cameo.
Yeah, right. It's all connected.
But no, like it could be.
Except when it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they introduced
Looking
this
at you, TV
planet.
shows.
Yeah, I know.
Well, there's a reason why he deserves to be in this movie more than anyone else.
Yeah, oh, yeah, obviously.
That's not what we're saying. We're talking about how his cameo makes no sense with the last cameo that we saw him in.
Yeah.
Because that one didn't make sense. That was wrong chronologically.
What are you talking about?
What?
He was with the
He's the Watcher.
Yes, the last time we saw him, he's a spy for the Watchers. We know this.
And he was talking about stuff that happens in the future.
Yes, because
The Watcher.
Oh my God! We shouldn't have to explain this to you of all people, Alan.
I'm not that good with Marvel. I'm a DC
it doesn't
boy.
matter. It doesn't matter what time.
Yes.
I'm assuming the Watchers exist in a place that's outside of time and space.
yes,
Kind of, yes.
It's a lot like where Rip Hunter's
The Time Master.
original. Yes, it's a lot like that
Actually,
area.
Now that you mention that, they do have a lot of similarities with like Rip Hunter and the Time Masters. Interesting.
Well, first to me, they look like the fucking. God damn it! Who are the Green Lantern people?
the
the
Owens?
yeah.
Yes, they look like the Owens.
They're just taller.
No, you mean the
Yeah.
Guardians.
No, whatever.
Okay. Point is,
Alan splitting hairs mirrors return.
okay, so maybe I'm the one who's wrong about the canon because I guess that could be after this, but still.
No, listen. Maybe again, this is Taika Waititi's Hulk revenge movie. Maybe this is his revenge for that.
I don't actually remember his cameo in that movie. I think he sees a naked Hulk walking out of a beach, or is that X-Men? I don't know.
No. His Hulk, his last Hulk cameo.
No, it was original Hulk cameo.
He was an Ang Lee's Hulk. I remember him at one point.
Because his cameo in the Incredible Hulk is drinking the Banner blood tainted soda.
Yeah.
And him going, wow.
Yeah, and then we assume he like hulks out. So,
Oh my
yeah.
God! I would pay money to see a Hulk Stan Lee.
Speaking of Incredible
Stan Lee
Hulk,
smash!
did you see that interview where Kevin Feige was talking about the leader?
Oh, yeah.
And he basically said like, yeah, we're kind of looking for the right time to use him.
I mean, I think they could. I think
The fact that he didn't outright say like, I mean, it's a kind of politically evasive answer. He didn't say yes and he didn't say no. But it's more like we are not going to use him yet.
Also, you didn't want to get Tim Blake Nelson's hopes up because who would want that? So
You don't want to break that man's heart.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Man.
So yeah, there's so many things to talk about, but we just can't remember all of it.
It was also like it was over a week ago that we all saw it. So
we should talk about Goldblum, obviously.
oh my God! Okay, this is like one of the most Goldblumiest performances I've ever seen in him.
It's so good.
I think he's just being himself.
He is.
Like when he was when Valkyrie is debating the price and he's like, oh, for heaven's sake, just give her the units. Like that one, like when they melt the dude and he's like, ugh.
I'm stepping in it.
He's like the B word, and she's like, a bitch? No, what? Don't talk to our second customer like that, or whatever.
That and like his big giant holographic projection where he's just fucking Goldbluming.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, my champion has disappeared and someone must go get him. Yes.
The Koreans take to the sky.
So good.
What is he, David Lynch?
Yeah.
Kind of.
He's like, time works one way on other or whatever. So I would be.
You'll fight my champion, the Incredible Hulk.
Oh God.
David Lynch would
be perfect in this role.
I really want David Lynch to be like the next Elder.
I want David Lynch in the MCU for something.
I think he could be like the Gardener.
But he has to be Agent Gordon Cole from Twin Peaks with his fucking earpiece in.
He is. He's Jeff Goldblum and Del Toro's father.
Oh
he's
my
the Grandmaster and the Collector's father.
Now you two stop arguing over the Infinity Stones.
So good.
That when what's it called? When I think he says he's like stop them, and she hands him the melting stick. He's like, I didn't say hand me the melting stick. I said stop them.
And why would you hand me the end of the melt to the people? What's wrong with you? Also, that woman, I think she plays the cop in What We Do in the Shadows, and she plays the social services person from Hunt for the Wilder people.
Okay, I've got to see that movie.
I heard it's good.
I have no idea what it's about.
It's about this like troubled kid who's all into like gangster rap and stuff, and he has to like live with a farmer and his wife.
Okay, that sounds hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm in. The whole like the whole thing where he's like, don't say the S word. I hate that word. Sorry, the prisoner with jobs have escaped.
Wait, what was the S word again? I can't remember.
Slaves.
Oh,
I don't like the prisoners with jobs have escaped. Yeah. Okay.
Like he's just so like Jeff Goldblum.
And I want to
say
say I want to go back to addressing the comedy of this movie and how people seem to have a problem with it. Like they seem to be under the influence and under the impression that like Thor joked the entire time while his home planet, well, not his home planet, but his home was destroyed. That's literally not what happened.
No, not
like
at all.
Thor
Jokes
was not
are-
happy with having to destroy Asgard.
No. Things that Korg says happen to be funny, but it's not like he's intentionally making fun of Thor's planet being destroyed.
Thor wasn't
Like
the
Thor's
one making
fucking
jokes
sad.
for the most part.
He was making jokes like when it was appropriate, like when he was being full of himself and it was funny. He's not making jokes. He's just being amusing.
Yeah. It's all character stuff. All of it.
Like, get help is not a joke. Get help is an incidental situation between him and Loki that's funny.
I mean, it is pretty funny.
It's very funny. But it's not him telling a knock-knock joke. Like, it's not a zinger. It's just a funny moment. I love at the end when he's like, should we do get help?
I'm not doing get help.
It's demeaning. Well, it's demeaning to you. And I love, like, after that, he's learned his lesson with Loki, and he knows what Loki's about to do. So he just, like, doesn't let him get away with it.
That Thor is able to outsmart Loki at this point. Yeah. Because, how many times has he tricked him?
No, I heard this being talked about in Laser Time. They said, like, it's cool to see Thor, like, no, dude, this is what you do. You betray people, and I've had it. So either learn from your mistakes, or I learn from your mistakes, or just stay the way you are, and people will basically get used to the fact that you're the god of mischief, and they'll outsmart you eventually. Yeah. And then it's a fantastic character one for Loki because while he's sitting there being electrocuted, and Korg and the people walk up to him, they're like, "Hey, you want to get in the ship?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's go do something nice." Like,
we're about to get that spaceship. Want to come?
Yeah, and like the fact that Loki, of all people, who went to Earth and killed how many people?
Millions. 500,000. Yeah. Wasn't the number 500,000?
Yeah, it's big numbers just from all the destruction alone.
He's adopted.
That's a few hundred of what Black Widow says, and they're like, he's adopted. The fact that Loki's the one that goes back to save the Asgardians, like people he wanted to subjugate, is big. And not just show up in a ship and be like, yeah, get on. Like, he jumps out of the ship and, like, helps people get on. Like, he's helping women and children to safety.
Yeah.
Pretty big turn. But, like, the emotional core between, of Thor's kind of, feelings on Asgard, like, his dream sequence with Odin is patently sad.
Yeah.
His last chance to see his dad is, like, he's been beaten, he's lost his eye, he lost his hammer, and then he has to be reminded by his father, like he's like the whole it's funny, like, what are you, the god of hammers? But like he's trying to tell his oldest son, like, he's like, come on, get up, like, you're better than this.
Look, I feel like
we've glossed over the fact that Hela is Thor's sister.
Yeah. And we learned some things about Asgardian history and the idea that they might not have always been the best people.
Well, it makes sense because, like, you see all this gold and you're like, where does it all come from?
Yeah, they were conquerors, and then their idea of, like, changing is not, like, actually becoming a better people. It's fucking revisionist history.
Yeah.
Like, Hela's like, they just painted over us. Like,
and occasionally coming in and, like, pretending to be the heroes when it suits them.
And Odin's vault
sounds familiar.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Political. But yeah.
There's a great Eddie Izzard bit where it's like World War II's been banging around for a number of years, and then America rolls in and goes, I love the smell of Europe in the morning.
Accurate.
And then the French were like, "Where the fuck have you been?"
Anyways,
good. It's bizarre revisionist history. Like, and Thor, Odin's vault is full of fakes. The fucking Infinity Gauntlet is fake.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that was a great little.
That's a great retcon.
Yeah. Which
also, and like how direct it is, because it's not just like, oh, it's a fake. She's like, she knocks it and goes, all fake, and then looks at Tesseract and goes, ooh, that's nice.
Well, yeah, fake, weak.
Yeah, remember the Tesseract, guys?
What happened to the Destroyer?
He got destroyed.
There's no Destroyer anymore.
He's wrecked.
Thor broke it.
Yeah.
Thor broke the toy.
Yeah.
Also, I love the fact that Loki is the one to take Surtur's crown. And, like, that's the way we saw him look at the Tesseract, but, like, the fact that he is the one who's like, no, I'll go do this while you hold Hela. Mm-hmm. Like, heroic turn, while probably temporary, is, like, fully realize if it's in a vacuum. Like, Loki, like, irrefutably does really selfless things at the end of this movie.
Yeah, it's a complete 180 from what he usually is. Like,
awesome.
It's character development, but, like, at the same time, I feel like Thor has a lot of character development in this movie too.
There's a sect of people who think that the MCU lacks character development and like character moments, and that's utter bullshit. Because if you trace the line from Civil War back to Ultron, the wood chopping sequence is some powerful shit. Mm-hmm. Because like from the beginning you're like, yeah, Cap and Iron Man are from two different sides of the coin. But, like, right then and there, you see that their ideologies couldn't be any more different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're two different people.
Like, because Iron Man wants to stop... Iron Man is the Minority Report, like, sense of stopping the war. Stop the war before it happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Cap is like, no, like, you assess a problem as it happens, not well before you know it's a problem. And, Cap's seen the worst parts of this because fucking Winter Soldier was a thing.
Yeah,
there was a great part in the Road to Civil War,
which is the best trailer ever made. I don't care what anybody says.
Where it's like, they're in. I think it's the wood cutting or the wood breaking scene.
Yeah,
where it's like
every time he's trying to win a war before it starts, people die.
No, it was. Work that'll help the team, and Tony interjects and says that will end the team.
Yeah. Well, it's not because Cap is always right.
And he then says, "Isn't that the point? So we can go home after all this?"
Yeah, because like I said, Cap's not always right. Like because Cap's unfortunately Steve's role in the world is like he's going to be a soldier no matter what. There's always going to be a fight.
He's also very idealistic in that he believes people like that maybe he shouldn't believe in. Like Bucky, he lucked out with Bucky, but like
true.
If that were anyone else and he like believed in him like that, I don't think he would.
If there wasn't previously established history between him and Bucky, it wouldn't have happened.
Nope.
And if he couldn't reach Bucky, it would have been a lost cause. And I think, this is all hypothetical, but, like, in the reality, if that went south, Civil War would have turned out way differently. One, there wouldn't have been a Civil War, and two, like, Bucky would have been an international terrorist. Yeah. Like, on every country's most wanted list, and he would have been stopped and killed. But, like I said, Tony's solution to everything is find the instant, quickest, fastest solution, and he's basically Dr. Frankenstein by Age of Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to say there's no character development or no character moments in these movies is just patently false.
It's not true.
The people that say that, they just aren't paying attention, or they don't understand that these movies are of a piece. And this is a problem I'm having with a lot of people. We've talked about this in the chat. People who review these movies as if they are just one movie. They aren't. We're basically watching the most expensive TV show that's ever been made.
Yep.
Yeah. And
it's almost
every
like
movie depends on the last one.
It's like they failed to realize this has never been done before. That a successful shared movie universe has never happened.
Yeah.
Unless you count like Tarantino's movieverse, but that's
the Universal monsters. The Universal monsters.
And the Universal monsters, that
That was real. That was more loose.
That's a tenuous connection.
That was accident. That was like the monsters were spent by that point. They couldn't make individual movies on their own. Like it was because they made movies differently back then. You would get like 5 Wolfman movies or 3 Dracula movies.
The real cinematic universe, Godzilla.
Full House?
Godzilla. Yes, Godzilla is more of a cinematic universe, but there's never, with the exception of like I don't remember what it's called, but the 2000s era. With the exception of that, there wasn't like a plan.
So the way that works is like Japan would just make giant monsters, and like in some movies they'd be like, yeah, these are connected, and sometimes they wouldn't. Yeah. Like,
especially in the 2000s, they were like, this movie has nothing to do with this movie.
I think starting around the 90s they were doing that. Like,
it's like you could say the Power Rangers is like a shared universe, but like the Power Rangers is a TV show.
It's a multiverse, first of all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this has never really been done like this. It's been done on TV and places.
Now, and what's funny is like now everyone wants to try it, and like we've had more failures than successes.
Yeah.
At this point,
poor fucking Universal Studios cannot do this to save their fucking life. This is now the second failed attempt to launch a shared universe with movie monsters.
Like, because they've done it before. Like, it's the easiest fucking thing in the world, and they can't fucking do it. Like,
right? Yeah, because they're dumb, and also they can't. It's like you have Fast and the Furious right over there, and they're not. It's not a cinematic universe really, but it's the same idea. At least in terms of like you develop these characters in one movie, and then you bring them all together in another movie.
Yeah.
And I don't. Yeah, it's
it's like you fucking did it before. Like, why are you having such a hard time?
Universal has done a better job with the Riddick universe than they have with their own almost 100-year-old monsters.
Yeah.
Like the Riddick universe, as ridiculous as it kind of all is pretty cohesive.
And it's pretty cool.
And it's pretty fucking cool. If you haven't played Butcher Bay or Built on Dark Athena, you've done yourself a disservice, and you're a bad gamer. Yeah. You're a bad gamer if you missed on Butcher Bay. That's all I have to say.
It's so good.
It's one of the best stealth games probably ever made, and it's super cinematic. Vin Diesel is actually giving like a really good performance because all he has to do is act gruff and mean. And it actually somewhat explains how he is the way he is by the time Pitch Black rolls around.
Yeah.
Remember Wheelman?
No, I don't. And for some reason people keep bringing this up.
No, we're not talking about Wheelman right now.
Yeah, so I guess this kind of... I mean, we've already kind of segued into it. The state of the MCU.
We are fucking one movie away from Infinity War.
So...
Yeah.
What's
movie away.
Black Panther,
Black
right?
Panther. Yeah.
Yeah. Black Panther in between this and Infinity War. And this...
So...
And, like, it's... I know that it almost seems cliche to be like, where the fuck is the trailer? But for real, where the fuck is the trailer?
I feel like it comes out with Star Wars.
Because we got a Star Wars trailer for Force Awakens. Like, it came out in December. We got a trailer in, like, March. We got a trailer really early for Force Awakens. We got to stew in that for a long time. And all we have for Infinity War is a trailer on cell phones that people saw at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So... I do want to say really quick that this movie kind of gives me a little bit more hope for the future after Infinity War, because I think there's room for just genre movies in this like in the MCU. Like, I hope what this movie tells them is let the directors do their vision, because if this had not been Taika Waititi, this wouldn't be as good as it is. Like,
yeah,
and I think they need to like loosen the reins a little bit, so to speak.
Well, I think now the problem becomes it's like because Fox is owned by Fox, they don't have to answer to a larger company.
Mm-hmm.
So they can tell James Mangold, like, fine, you can finally do what you want. And they can tell Tim Miller, like, fine, you can do what you want. Like, like they have to answer to, like, investors and stuff, but, like, they don't have to worry about a larger conglomerate looming over them.
But,
yeah.
Like, Marvel now has to please Disney.
Well, yeah, but the problem is, it seems like Kevin Feige kind of wields an iron fist, to
that too,
sort of speak. Like, it seems like he has very tight reins. Yes. But, like...
Did he defeat the dragon?
He might have. He may have.
Stop.
And I get the feeling that after this, he might just, like, leave the MCU. And it wouldn't be the first time I've heard rumors of that. I've heard a lot of rumors of him going over to Star Wars or him starting his own thing, whatever, something else with Disney, maybe getting up into higher management. All things that I've heard about.
Like, but it's just, like
I want to see him do more stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, like, I just really want genre movies from this, and I really hope that Disney kind of, like, backs off a little bit.
I don't think Disney's ever been the problem, though.
No, they're not. You know what I mean? Like, they need to, like...
I mean, I'm kind of trying to say Kevin Feige's
no,
been the
not
problem.
really, because
he is...
I hear Disney was the reason why Joss Whedon left, because he was being mandated by people in very important positions to add all this superfluous stuff to tease future movies, and he didn't want to.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. That's people who, and I, myself included, who really like Kevin Feige and appreciate what he's done. He's the reason that happened.
Yeah, no.
He is the reason that they had to tease all that stuff. I
just, you know...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
I want this to continue, is basically what I'm saying. But, like...
And I think it will.
I think there will definitely be more Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So, these are going to continue to the bubble bursts.
Yeah.
So, can I just drop some quick comic news?
I mean, sure, as long as it has to do with the state of the MCU, I guess.
Well, one is something we talked about on the most recent episode of Phantom Zone.
I don't have enough energy to go into one of those.
No, we're not doing that right now, Alan.
Okay, can I at least talk about the new X-Men book?
No, okay.
No, Alan, not right now.
This is about how the universe of the MCU is going to be going forward.
I'll tell you what. If you save those articles right now, we can talk about them on the next episode.
It'll be pointless.
No.
Okay, well, here's the thing. You can't just drop news items on us after we've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
This is how we have 2.5-hour episodes where by the end of it, we're fucking slap happy and don't know what the fuck we're talking about anymore.
Yeah. Where I black out because Allan makes a joke. Okay? No, like,
This is why I joke. This is why I make a joke. Close your goddamn web browser.
Yeah. If it's not for messaging or whatever, don't. Or if you have, like, pertinent stories about where the MCU is going.
Actually, I do have something.
Okay.
And it was from someone in the group. I forgot who it was. Saying that someone made a prediction about Thor Ragnarok that Heimdall's eyes were an Infinity Stone.
Yeah, that's one that's been going around for a long time, and they don't.
I don't know.
They don't give any credence to that, really. They don't answer that, or like they don't yes or no that theory. I guess they don't confirm nor deny. But it's interesting. I am curious if Infinity Stones are going to be a big part of Infinity Wars as a movie. Like, if the main plot of the first movie is about an Infinity Stone, and then the second part is what Thanos does after, I assume, he gets them and wins, because
he kills half the universe.
Yeah, and like this is so. If you if you've seen the after credit scene for this movie,
Thanos shows up.
I've been told that ship at the end is Thanos' ship.
This would explain why Thor is floating through space in the Infinity War trailer.
Right.
Which it frightens me, because like if he just went through the trouble of saving all the Asgardians, if Thanos shows up and just wipes them all out anyway, That's gonna be really upsetting.
Yeah,
well, remember in the trailer for Infinity War, Thor had both eyes.
I'm aware of this, but that was obviously a misdirect. Like,
yeah, they shot that trailer before the movie had come out, before the movie was even done. So yeah.
It's also, if you go back and watch the Kill Bill trailer, Uma Thurman is covered in oil instead of blood at the end.
Well, yeah, that's because...
Yeah, there's lots of things you can watch in trailers that change dramatically when the movie's out.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess... So, like, Thor is going to be in an interesting place based off of this. He's obviously the first casualty, I guess, of the Infinity War. And I am... I actually haven't seen the Infinity War trailer because I want to see it fresh. I want to see it when it comes out officially. But my brother told me about the whole Thanos ship, and that actually like bothered me right after I finished the movie because I was like, really? You did spend all this time building up this whole thing of Asgard isn't a planet, it's a people, and then to just kill them off and have this Infinity War start with...
Well, we don't know what happens.
Yeah, we don't know what happens, but if Thor is floating through space, there are only a couple things that we can assume from that.
I mean, yeah. But at the same time, again, like...
Unless, here's my imaginary situation. Thanos threatens to destroy the ship unless they surrender the Tesseract, which he knows Loki has.
Yeah.
Loki sets Thor adrift, saves the Asgardians, gives the Tesseract to Thanos. Thanos leaves, Thor's floating in space.
That's a possibility.
If that doesn't happen verbatim, I'm going to be really surprised.
Yeah. It would be interesting if, like, we begin that movie with Loki being the hero of the Asgardians after he has to, like, sacrifice his brother. And apparently the Guardians are the ones who end up saving Thor. And that's how the Guardians get...
Yes, there's not to spoil it, but there's a fantastic moment in the beginning of the trailer where Thor's floating through space, and he lands on the Alyssa Milano, and...
Yeah. Alyssa Milano?
He hits it... Isn't that the name of the ship?
It's the Milano.
Well, because they're not in the Milano anymore, though. They're in the new Ravager ship, aren't they?
Well, whatever. It's named after... The Milano is named after Alyssa Milano.
Yeah,
it is.
No, but the Infinity War trailer has them in the Milano.
Okay, so the Milano 3, then.
Yeah. So, and then Thor hits the window like a bug, and they're all like... all of them react in horror, and Rocket goes, "Turn the wipers on!"
That's pretty good.
Why does it have wipers?
And I don't know, but like they're all just like they go, "Oh my god, what is that?" And Rocket goes, "I don't know. Turn the wipers on. Get it off. Get it off."
Space bugs, Hunter. Space bugs.
Yeah.
For low atmosphere flying.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I guess we learned Hulk. We learned that he's alive. Mm-hmm. He's not floating in the atmosphere. As Hold On showed us. So yeah, I guess he's gonna be with Loki during Infinity War for a lot of the time.
I have to ask this now that we're done with Ragnarok and all kinds of stuff, and like they've somewhat answered what happened between Ultron and then. You're telling me the Quinjets have interplanetary capabilities?
No.
I feel like there's something bigger at place. Like there's some plot reason for why Hulk ends up in this movie.
Okay, Allan, I know what you're going to say, and even still, you're telling me the Quinjet can leave Earth's atmosphere, and it's never been established that Hulk doesn't or needs oxygen. It left the atmosphere and traveled far enough away from Earth to land in one of these fucking portals that drops them on that planet.
I think he wasn't. I don't think he flew through space, Connor. I think it's going to reveal that something else happened, and that's how he got there.
Yeah, like somebody opened up a portal.
Like,
maybe the Watchers.
This is what had to have happened.
They say in the movie that Sakaar is surrounded by like gateways.
Yeah.
You're telling me.
That's what I'm getting the feeling of. Like a gateway opened up on Earth somehow. Again, maybe the Watchers, who we've said they exist outside of time and space.
Stanley opened up a portal.
Oh, God.
He was like, "Come here, Hulk. You got to do your own movie now."
Yep.
You got 3 movies.
And then
we can't do World War.
Along.
We can't
got the movies down here, Georgie.
That wouldn't make sense. God damn you, Allan.
I may have stolen these ideas.
No, actually, I didn't. I came up with them all by myself. Me alone, one night in the office. No one else.
Excelsior.
Excelsior. Who's Jack Kirby? I don't know who that is.
Who is this Marv Wolf man? I have no idea who he is.
I created Spider-Man by myself one night alone in the Marvel offices. I told Jack...
I actually created the Teen Titans. Nobody knows that.
I created Batman. I called up Bob Kane and I said, why don't you draw a Batman?
Darkseid was my idea.
Darkseid and Thanos I came up with on the same day.
Actually, fun fact. DC's version of Thanos is Mongol.
Like, I was going to say, I've heard that actually people accuse DC of ripping off Thanos, and I believe Thanos is ripped off of Darkseid, isn't he?
No.
No.
They're both
Mongol
Kirby
is supposed
creations.
to be Thanos. So, Mongol, the Superman character, is based on Thanos, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I understand is, like, I think the general narrative is one riffed off the other, but I guess the real case is it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Those lines. I don't know. Whatever. I know Thanos was made by some dude, some rando.
So, speaking of Thanos, what could they possibly do to replace Thanos as a villain? Like,
okay, that's not my problem. Post Infinity War 1 and 2, because we don't know what Avengers 4 is actually called yet.
Yeah.
Like, where the fuck do you go?
Yeah, where
You don't build up to like one big villain. That's what you do.
I think what happens is they do Masters of Evil. I think essentially what's going to happen is they're going to do a team of villains.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. And then
I suppose you have to, because
and with James
and please, for the love of God, do not take as long as this did.
Yeah.
Because the one valid complaint that everyone has about this, one, the timeline is fucked. No one knows when anything has taken place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Two, like, you're telling me, like, Thanos has been just sitting here the whole time. Just fucking waiting. Just like, ooh, I gotta get them stones, but I can't get him a chair yet.
Yeah, 10 years. I get it. He's been biding his time. He's been doing Thanos things.
Is it really 10 years in the MCU?
We're about to enter year 10.
10 years. No,
yeah,
in the universe, is it in 10 years?
They follow the in our world timeline almost verbatim. Like, they really do, like, keep it pretty up to date.
Really?
Mostly. Like, occasionally you have a movie like
Iron Man 1 was 07-08, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 08.
Yeah.
And in Ragnarok, Thor tells Banner that it's been 2 years since
Ultron,
yeah.
Really?
It's been 2 years in real time, so it's at least it's been as much time in their world since X. So it's been 10 years since whenever the events of Iron Man 1 took place. At least. So whenever that was supposed to take place. My assumption has always been, though, that the timeline is maybe a little bit ahead of ours. Maybe. I don't know. Their universe is different than ours, though. I mean, so... Yeah. Interesting. But I do think that they build up to something else. Like, they stay small. They don't do, like, this big villain who's plotting
we don't need another big space villain, because one, I don't think there is another big space villain you can do.
Not that they have the rights.
Not as big as Thanos.
Not when you start with Thanos. Like, no, there's nothing else to do.
I think that James Gunn is gonna have to come up with something if he really is in charge of this space universe that they're calling it. This sort of thing where there's the space section and then there's Earth, and then they're going to be very separate until some sort of crossover, and they're going to do more movies other than just Guardians. And Masters of Evil on Earth, that makes sense, and they'll come up with something else, in space.
I think instead of universe, it should be just like Earth. Like, it should be like focusing on Earth.
I mean, a really cool payoff to all that is, like, at the tail end of this. If they do Masters of Evil, a very cool payoff would be Oh, excuse me. Sorry, it's late. Interesting payoff would be terrestrial heroes are getting their ass kicked. All of a sudden, the newly formed Guardians roll in.
Yeah.
Like
and whatever these new characters that they're going to do are.
And Red Skull shows up.
Red Skull. Red Skull as like a main villain.
He legitimately could be a big bad.
Yeah, he could.
In the next phase, like
as far as like a character who is grounded and like could wreak a lot of havoc.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I wouldn't mind if they start resurrecting or freeing some former villains. Like, fucking, I kind of like Yellow Jacket. We got him once. Like, where's Abomination?
He's dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Yellow Jacket is also dead.
Yeah. Abomination isn't dead. Abomination.
No, Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket is dead though.
Yeah. Yellow Jacket. He died pretty hard.
If Yellow Jacket comes back, he would have to be some sort of like multi-dimensional being now. He'd have to have like gotten sucked into some other universe that changed the way life works or how his life works. That's the only way that would work. Is if like his physical being and makeup changed for him to come back.
He comes back as some Cronenbergian man-machine mesh, like just
yeah.
That would be fucking cool, actually.
Like he can like control space and time.
He comes back, he's like Lang.
Yes. Oh god. Okay. Yes. Do that. He's like a ghost phantom creature. That would be great. That's the only way you could bring that specific version of Yellow Jacket back, other than just a guy who found the Yellow Jacket suit. Because there have been multiple Yellow Jackets in the books, right?
Yeah.
Like
what? Fuck, wasn't Hank Pym Yellow Jacket at some point?
Hank Pym Yellow Jacket is like Hank Pym's alter ego. Like,
right. Like
further, all the evidence needed to put together that Hank Pym is a piece of shit.
Well, he did beat his wife.
He did on more than one occasion.
Yep.
I think they're gonna avoid that in the MCU.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like,
thank God.
Well, Michelle Pfeiffer is playing.
Yes.
Janet
yes.
in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah. Oh, it's weird. Okay, so this is something to bring up. They did not hint at Captain Marvel at all, and if there's a space movie to do that,
Captain Marvel exists in the 90s, though.
Right, but she still is alive.
Okay, so Ant-Man and Wasp is when? Next summer?
No, it's the summer after that. Because next year is
2019.
So we're getting Infinity War,
Black Panther, Infinity War, and I believe
Avengers.
I believe Captain Marvel is in November of next year. I'm not sure of that.
It's just, I don't know, it just seems weird that we're going to get like the next Ant-Man movie after Infinity War.
The next Spider-Man movie sets up the next phase.
Interesting.
Just so you know.
So, very weird.
That is interesting. That
because it's going to be dealing with... Yeah. It's going to be dealing with, like... Well, they weren't going to kill off Peter Parker.
No.
Like, that would be the most...
They can't kill a kid, not in the Disney movie.
That would be the most, like, dick move ever.
They can't bring themselves to kill full-grown adults, unless they don't matter.
They're like, you know this kid that you really like and that you all seem to really love? He's dead now. That would be... That'd be like if Benioff and Weiss took over this universe.
Let's kill this 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
I will
say this.
Who
I really want to see in the MCU?
Who?
I'm gearing for it because I just have a bad feeling about this.
I have a bad feeling about it.
I'm blanking on his name. He was in...
okay.
He was in Covenant.
The Rennie Harlan movie?
Michael Fassbender?
Not him.
Okay,
you mean an Alien Covenant?
Yeah.
So
I was going to say...
The pilot? Oh, Danny McBride?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he shoots a lot of stuff in Atlanta, so I guess. Also, Ant-Man and the Wasp is next year, so actually that works. I wasn't sure. Yeah, so that's the thing that's coming. I guess that I'm so confused by Avengers Infinity War and what is actually happening in it. I guess this one, Guardians are very heavily involved with the story, so maybe that makes sense. I don't know. It's very interesting though. Yeah.
I guess we can wrap.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we said everything we can about Thor. That's about enough as far as like state of the MCU. So yeah.
Yeah. Connor McGraw, you can follow me on Twitter at Western Commander. I'm tweeting again, but only towards stupid ass nerds who get angry over stupid shit. And follow me on Instagram.
As Connor put it on the episode of Video Game Hour, that episode or on episode 25 of Video Game Hour, he is only on Twitter. He's doing Twitter like a hate fuck.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly how it is. I'm using Twitter like a hate fuck.
Yeah.
It's a method to unleash my venom now at this point. That's it. As if this show wasn't that to begin with.
Yeah. You can follow me on Twitter at Davenport. I'm tweeting again, and I hate myself for it.
Me and Hunter are very anti-Twitter. If you haven't noticed,
I fucking hate Twitter. It's an awful, awful place. Follow me on Instagram, Stroke God Millionaire.
You can follow me on Twitter at Unworthy Mirror. You can follow me on Instagram at Comics Boy.
And you can find him on the Satellite of Love playing very bad video games for the Mads.
Yeah, you can find me playing the Silent Hill HD collection.
Oh, I'm so mad at you.
But soon I'll be playing Silent Hill 2 Restless Dreams on Xbox.
Okay, then. AA Haro and all the places, really. I'm not really on Twitter. I go back and... Yeah, like, I'll retweet old jokes that I made, or that Hunter made, even, or other people made. Because it's gold, and gold needs to be seen. But other than that, I really don't tweet that much.
Arlen's rap name is the gold standard.
That's right, spacecolombo.tumblr.com is my Tumblr, where all my weirdness is. Don't friend me on Facebook. Just join the group. Talk to me there. I don't need friends.
You can friend me on Facebook because I am secretly very, very vain.
Damn you. Phantomzone.wordpress.com for ways to share this podcast. Please go like and subscribe to the YouTube. 100 subscribes allows us to have a custom URL. Also, losharo.wordpress.com. There may or may not be a thing happening towards the end of this month. There may or may not be a third podcast coming from Los Haro. Who knows? Maybe that's the official name of the site from now on. You never know. So yeah.
Maybe Allan will have a code name for something that he didn't tell Arlen about.
Yeah. Maybe there'll be a fourth podcast coming that I didn't know about till last week. So who knows? Also, many other podcast ideas that I'm at this point convinced will never happen. But I've been told will, so that's a thing. Yay! Plugs.
Bye, everybody.
Fuck Twitter.
Fuck X-Men Apocalypse.
Bye.
And Twitter. Oh my god, your hammer pulled you off?